go to see a show, but Miss Kate said no. I'll tell you what you can do. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Katie Casey saw all the games, knew the players by their first names, told the umpire he was wrong all along, good and strong. When the score was just 2-2, Katie Casey knew what to do. Just to cheer up the boys she knew, she made the gang sing this song. Take me out to the ball game, take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to live coverage of Orioles baseball, where this afternoon the Baltimore Orioles will be taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates in Grapefruit League play. How you doing, folks? It's your old pal, the BirdWatcher here. People call me BW for short. That works for me. We are now fully into spring training mode down in Sarasota, Florida. We've played about a week's worth of games. The Orioles have a record of 4-2. And we've got a pretty exciting exhibition game on tap today, especially when you talk about the pitching matchup, as the Pirates will be featuring probably hands down the most exciting young pitcher in all of Major League Baseball, Paul Skenes. He will be on the mound for the Pirates, and for Baltimore, making his second appearance of the spring, it will be Cade Povich, the left-hander. He was pretty effective in his first outing, and hopefully he'll be stretched out a little bit more, maybe pitch 3 innings, maybe 40 pitches, something like that. We'll keep our fingers crossed Cade has a good outing, and we'll talk more about what's going on with the Orioles this spring. But let me just first say welcome to those that have just maybe have found my channel for the first time. Welcome aboard. This channel is dedicated to covering Orioles baseball, live play-by-play and commentary for all Orioles games, at least all that are televised. And, of course, when it comes to spring training, these televised games are always... It's always a question whether or not these games are going to be on, but hopefully we're going to have first pitch here in about 11 minutes. But this channel started up last year. That was the first season. This is season 2. Last year I did coverage of all 162 regular season games and the very short, unfortunately short postseason. And the idea is to continue to do that. I'm dedicated to covering the Orioles. I want to document what has been over 40 years waiting, which is to win a pennant and hopefully a World Series. The 2025 season is the 72nd year of the Orioles, at least their franchise as it existed since they've moved from St. Louis to Baltimore. And for the last 42 of those years, not a whole lot to celebrate in terms of October success. And last couple of seasons, we've watched this team grow with a great nucleus of young talent. And we've averaged 96 wins over the last 2 years in the regular season. It's been an exciting brand of baseball, despite the fact that in the second half last year, we had our struggles. Played 500 ball for pretty much all of the second half. And then, of course, as was already mentioned, the postseason, not so great. So we've got our work cut out for us in 2025. We know what our goal is, and that is not just to make the playoffs, but to make a deep run in the playoffs. But all that has to start with getting this team into the regular season healthy, and hopefully all of our players are going to be hitting their stride come opening day. We've already seen some positive signs from some players that you like to see. Jackson Holliday, for example, just yesterday had a home run and a stolen base. Colton Cowser went deep as well. The Orioles have scored, I believe, something like 24 runs over the past couple of games combined. So the bats have been cooking. And we've had a start now from every projected starting pitcher in the rotation. Zach Eflin, the last to do it yesterday. It wasn't exactly impressive. 2 innings, 4 hits, gave up a run, didn't walk anybody. 2 innings, 4 hits, yeah. You would hope in 2 innings he doesn't walk someone. He doesn't walk people much in general. Hey, by the way, Charm City Chat, that's our beloved chat here on the BirdWatcher Channel. If you don't mind me asking, I should always do this at the top of any stream because I don't wear headphones and I don't have a way to really monitor how things are sounding. Can I get a hey, you're sounding okay there, BW, from somebody in the chat? That would be great. There were some audio issues since the last stream. I've been working behind the scenes to make sure everything's running smooth. And Bruce is saying I sound good. Thank you, Bruce. All right, we're 3 minutes away from the top of the hour. I've got what is supposed to be the game up, but it is not anything Orioles related right now. I don't know if that's going to change in 3 minutes. If it doesn't, I've got a backup plan. Either way, we're going to be getting underway here relatively soon. I can go over the starting lineups for you if you'd like. Why not? Let's see. I had them up here. Here they are. All right, so we're playing the Pirates for the 3rd time already this season. The Pirates will have Nick York leading off and playing first base. Jared Triolo will bat second and play third base. O'Neill Cruz is in center field. He'll hit third. Joey Bart is the catcher and the cleanup hitter. Jack Sawinski is in left field, batting fifth. Nick Solak at second base, hitting sixth. DJ Stewart, who had a pretty good game against us offensively the last time these two teams played on a televised game. He's 6 for 11 so far in the spring with a home run. That was against us, and 4 runs batted in. He'll bat 7th in the lineup. He's the DH. Is it Jorge Palacios? Let me double check that. Sorry, it's Joshua. Joshua Palacios is the Pirates' right fielder. He'll bat 8th. And finally, Leover Peguero, the shortstop, batting 9th. For the Orioles, they look like this. Cedric Mullins said, most likely his final season with us, he will lead it off and play center field. Adley Rutschman will bat second and be the catcher today. Ryan O'Hearn is going to DH and hit third. Ryan Mountcastle will be at first base and be the cleanup hitter. Ramon Arias is all the way up in the 5th spot playing third base. Ramon Laureano, back-to-back Ramones. He'll be in right field batting 6th. Nick Gordon is at second base hitting 7th. Luis Vasquez at shortstop hitting 8th. And Dylan Beavers is in left field batting 9th. Now, some news and notes regarding the team. Gunnar Henderson is not in the lineup, as you might notice, and he is dealing with some pain in his right side. It's something that's not considered serious. The Orioles are not even going to give an MRI on the injury. It's something that they're just going to be precautionary about and just keep Gunnar sitting for a couple of days. Jordan Westberg, meanwhile, has been out of action for a couple of days already. He's dealing with some lower back pain. He's not currently swinging a bat, but the Orioles aren't expecting him to miss any significant amount of time. The hope is he'll be back playing in these spring games later on. I guess it would be next week. What is it? What day is it? It's Saturday still where you are. It's already Sunday morning, 1 a.m. here where I am. Some point coming up in about 4 days, 5 days, I would think. Jordan Westberg should be back. And there's one other. Tyler O'Neill is not in the lineup today. He's not in the squad. He's got an illness. He's just out, not feeling so great. O'Neill did hit a home run this spring in one of the non-televised games. Hey, by the way, the game is up on the TV. There it is. Very happy to see it. The Ed Smith Stadium. The Orioles playing at home in Sarasota on a beautiful-looking day in terms of the sky. Just a nice peppering of little clouds. Oh, I can't wait. There's Adley Rutschman taking his cuts in the batting cage. Oh, I'm getting excited. All right. March is indeed here, Froggy. That's right. Welcome to March, folks. Before this month is over, we'll be playing games that matter. Regular season is only a few weeks away. All right. Let's see if there's any other notes to go over. Actually, some good news in terms of the broadcast front. We're going to be here on the BirdWatcher Channel for the next 3 afternoons. We're going to be on tomorrow playing the Phillies at 1:05 p.m. first pitch. Same as today. I'll probably start the stream about 12:50. And then on Monday, the Orioles will be playing the Red Sox, and that'll be on Masson. And I think I saw that listed as 1:15. I'll still be on in time, whether or not it's 1:15 or 1:05. Just hit your notification bell, and no matter what time it is, you won't miss anything. But plan on being here 10 minutes before first pitch, maybe 15. And that game will feature Charlie Morton starting with Tomoyuki Sagano coming on in relief. Tomorrow, Dean Kramer will be starting for the Orioles. Now, something to mention regarding Baltimore and their pitching staff. You know, it's early yet in spring training. There isn't too much to read into. You know, you got to give people some time to get settled. But yesterday, Albert Suarez got knocked around pretty hard for the second time already. And he went 2 2/3 innings, gave up 5 earned runs. He's got an ERA now over 14 in limited action. About, 4 1/3 innings, something like that. He went 1 2/3 in his first outing. If Albert Suarez continues to pitch like he has, and if Cade Povich, again starting today on the mound, continues to look as good as he did in his first outing, that would be the only real decision to make in terms of the starting pitching / long reliever situation. Obviously, Albert Suarez was a huge impact pitcher for us last season, coming out of nowhere, and his ability to be versatile enough to start when we needed him to, come out as a long reliever when he needed him to, come out in short relief when we needed him to. It didn't matter. Albert Suarez went out there and more oftentimes than not helped out the team. But you look at a player like him, a guy that sort of has a career year out of nowhere. We see it happen in baseball every year. A lot of guys like that just they don't have the ability to maintain it. Now, it's early doors. I'm not trying to sell Albert Suarez short by any means. I wish him nothing but success. But again, if he does continue to struggle, we'll just have to see. With Cade Povich now throwing the first pitch of the ball game here, and it's in there, swing and a miss by York for strike one. Folks, we're underway, and let me get the scoreboard up and operating for you as the next pitch is fouled back. It's 0-2. We are underway, folks. Afternoon baseball on a Saturday, the 1st of March. Welcome to March, Charm City Chat. And I don't mean to be ignoring you. I'm decided to concentrate on getting all of my thoughts out there before the game began, and the game is underway. This pitch is low and away for ball one. A ball and 2 strikes on Nick York, right-handed hitter, first baseman for the Pirates. This ball's hit on the ground up the middle, right past the second base bag, into center field for a base hit. A leadoff single by York, and the Pirates are in business. Yeah. Folks, just give me a sec. I'm going to work on getting your background. Or excuse me. Let's take it over here to... I'll tell you what. I'll work on it while I'm still on this window. That probably makes the most sense. All right. So we're going to pull that up here. That could work. First pitch to Jared Triolo is in there for a strike. Triolo, third baseman, right-handed hitter. And the next pitch has fouled the plate. It's 0-2. All right, we'll take it over here and, well, let's take it back for a sec. I'm shaving a little bit too much off the top. There we go. All right, 0-2 pitch. First, throw over to first base, and the runner's back safely. Now, the one thing about the ESPN scoreboard we have up here is they could very well be ahead of me. The 0-2 pitch is a called strike 3 as Povich dots the bottom of the zone. And Triolo is caught looking. Folks.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Slim with his first strikeout of the afternoon. A well-spotted fastball at the bottom of the zone. 1 out, runner at first, and here's O'Neal Cruz. Left-handed bat. Probably the most talented player on the Pirates team at this point in time. Lots of power and speed. And a rocket arm at shortstop. Although he's now playing in center field. He takes ball 2 just a bit off the plate outside. 2-0 on O'Neal Cruz with a 1 on, 1 out. Next pitch, a little bit inside, 3-0. So Povich falling behind here. So hello there to Baxter, Scott, Froggy, Ben, Joshua, Bruce, Portopia, Aaron. Check on the runner, he's back in there. Benny Jets. Did I get everybody? Did I say Warren already? Mazo. Good to have you in there, everybody. Please, if you don't mind, if you haven't done so already, hit that like button if you're going to be here and hanging out. Helps out the channel a whole lot. We got a strike in there now. It's 3-1 on O'Neal Cruz. And the next pitch, that's ball 4, low and inside. So 2 men on now with 1 out. Povich throws the 4-seam fastball about 40% of the time, a curveball about 20%. He's got a few other pitches mixed in there, but to be honest with you, the graphic that was showing them went away, and I don't want to be guessing. There is a breaking ball, and it's in there for a called strike. A nice curveball there from Povich. Just stays off the plate outside versus a right-handed batter to that last possible second. It drops over the plate. Joey Bart at the plate. Swing and a miss here. It's 0-2. Just getting started here, folks. Scoreless, top of the first. Cade Povich trying to get the second out of the inning. Maybe a couple of outs if he can get a ground ball. Here's a pitch in the dirt. A check swing, no appeal. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Joey Bart. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Sit down, Bart.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Povich with his second strikeout of the inning. Second out of the inning. 1 more to get to keep this game scoreless. Jack Sawinski, left-handed batter. Up at the plate now, and a swing and a miss. Sawinski playing in left field today. Next pitch is low. Rutschman asks for a new baseball, and he throws it back to Povich. Sawinski, not a good year last season. Just hit 182. 1-1 pitch. There's a called strike. Boy, did my chat freeze, or is it just awfully quiet in here? 1-2 pitch. There's called strike 3, and Cade Povich strikes out the side.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Well, hopefully that'll get you folks warmed up a little bit. Cade Povich allows a hit, allows a walk, but he works around it by striking out 3 batters. And we go to the bottom of the first. The Pirates nothing, and the Orioles coming up. Folks, what do you guys need to make yourselves a Bloody Mary or something? What's going on out there? Talk to me, Charm City chat. It's your boy BW. He's up at 1 o'clock in the morning covering a game that don't mean nothing. Make him feel like it's worth it. Povich looking great so far this spring. I'm telling you, Mazo, we got to figure something out. If Albert Suarez has a bad spring, and if Povich looks really good, I'd have to say Povich is one of our 6 best pitchers, starting type pitchers. The problem is, who's the long man if Albert Suarez is the odd man out? Flat A, long O sound. Mazzo. Okay, Mazzo. Mazzo. All right. I got it. The thing that has to be figured out is that who would go into long relief? And I'm wondering if the fact that Skenes is scheduled to pitch in relief on Monday is any indication that the Orioles are already thinking about that very question, because Povich has never pitched in long relief, and he's too young to really be put in that spot. And then Dean Kramer, he's never been in long relief in his major league career. He's only been a starter. You're not going to put Charlie Morton in there after just signing him to a contract. You would think same with Skenes, but we'll see. Cedric Mullins is at the plate, folks. First pitch is ball, and the next pitch is a swing and a miss. Ced Mullins is at the plate.
Well said, now you know what to do.
Take it back over here. This pitch is fouled away. A ball and 2 strikes on Mullins. Paul Skenes, folks. This guy is the real McCoy. As Mullins gets a piece, fouls it back. Still a ball and 2 strikes. This is still one of the worst live streams I've ever encountered. That's why I keep coming back and keep talking about it. What do you plan on accomplishing, dude? Froggy, I don't even mind having that message left up. Because, like, dude, like, what are you accomplishing? Mullins strikes out for the first out here in the bottom of the first. Don't worry about it, Ced. It's Paul Skenes. He strikes out most guys he faces. Here's Adley Rutschman.
Let the clutch out gently, okay?
And he takes the first pitch, called a strike on the inside corner at the knees. Oh, no problem, Froggy. No problem. Since it is the worst stream on YouTube, I'm sure he'll be back to tell us yet again, because that's what you do. It's like, you know, if you go to a restaurant and it's like the worst food you've ever had, the intelligent thing to do is to continue to go back to that restaurant. 1-1 pitch to Adley is swung on, and a line drive base hit into the opposite field. And folks, Adley Rutschman looking good so far this spring. His approach at the plate has been noticeably improved. That's not the first time he's gone to the opposite field. He hit this one on a line. Down the left field side. Good on Adley. Turn on the faucet. Here's Ryan O'Hearn.
Lights on. Let's turn and burn.
And he takes way up and away for ball 1. Good on Adley to get a hit off of Paul Skenes. He took it the other way. That's probably the best way to approach a guy that throws triple digits. 1-0 pitch upstairs. 2-0. 2-0 on O'Hearn. I don't mind sounding the bugle this early when you're facing a pitcher this good. 2-0 pitch outside. Make it 3-0. Paul Skenes. Maybe got a little bit of rust. 3-0 pitch. That's outside, not close. Ball 4, take your base.
I'm walking here.
Folks, the Orioles got something cooking here. 2 on with just 1 out. That'll bring up Ryan Mountcastle. We need him to mount up.
Okay, mount up.
Skenes from the stretch in the pitch. That one's in there for a strike. The castle on the mount. Ryan Mountcastle, 0-1 pitch. That is a tapper back to the pitcher. He goes to second for one. It's a slow developing play, and the throw back to first is offline. Rutschman is going to hustle around and score on the errant throw, and the Orioles take a 1-0 lead. How about that? Adley Rutschman. That is the kind of aggressive and smart base running that the Orioles just felt like was missing for most of last season. That could have been a double play ball. Instead, it's 1 out and a run in, and 2 out in the inning now. Here's Ramon Arias, folks. He has a brother, don't you know?
I have a brother.
1-0 the count on Arias. And this is a ball hit back up the middle and past the diving shortstop into center field, a base hit. Coming around and going to third base is Mountcastle. Runners at first and third now with 2 down. And the line continues to move. Folks. Ramon Arias with a base hit off of Paul Skenes. Ramon Laureano at the plate now.
Ramon just threw a rock at me.
Sorry about that. First pitch. That ball swung on and hit foul first base side. 0-1 the count. 1-0 Baltimore in the bottom of the first. They've got runners at first and third, 2 down. Paul Skenes on the mound for the Pirates has thrown 17 pitches thus far. And this one's up and in. Laureano with some chin music there. Tell you what. That was like a close shave. I think Laureano used to have a goatee before that pitch. 1-1 the count. And a pitch outside. They appeal for a check swing, and apparently he went. Wow. If Laureano went around, it was a pretty weak check swing. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's see if he can hang in there against Skenes. There's a throw at first. Arias is back in. I could move this in a slightly more attractive location. The 1-2 pitch, just a bit high. 2-2 the count. Come on, Laureano. First and third, 2 down, 2-2 the count on Laureano, and that pitch is in the dirt way outside, full count. Runners will be moving. Here comes the payoff pitch from Skenes to Laureano. And it's foul back. We'll do it again. Skenes is now up to 22 pitches already in the first. He may only go 2 innings today. Another 3-2 to Laureano is in there for a strike 3. And that'll end the inning. But the Orioles take advantage of an error. They get a couple of hits. They leave a couple of men on base. At the end of 1, it's the Orioles 1 and the Pirates nothing. Ryan Mountcastle grounded into a fielder's choice, and Adley Rutschman scored on a throwing error. by Nick Solak. That is how that run came in. All right. That's one inning in the books. There's only 8 more to go. Yeah, let me go back in here for a moment. Do a little housekeeping here. Bring this down here. Little bit. I think if I made it a little bit smaller, you can deal with that. But I'm not sure if I'm going to continue to use this scoreboard in the regular season, because even in spring training, folks, it's ahead of me, you know. As you may have noticed, you can confirm that in chat, right? You're seeing the results of pitches before I'm calling them. That's not going to fly during the regular season. My best option is probably to use the Yahoo scoreboard, because that's the benefit of a website like Yahoo being behind the times, literally behind the times. They're a little bit slower. At the same time, could have something to do with how quickly I'm getting the broadcast feed. In the regular season, it's pretty well set. It's just a few seconds delay. But with these spring training games, it might be a little bit more delayed. All right, here we go. Cade Povich to begin his second inning of work, with Nick Solak stepping into the batter's box. Right-handed hitter. And the first pitch to Solak is a called strike. Povich getting ahead in the count with regularity. That's what you like to see. Here's a curveball fouled away. It's 0-2. Brandon Hyde currently getting interviewed. Oh-2 pitch that's in there. The catcher, Rutschman, dropped the pitch, but that's a called strike 3. Povich has 4 strikeouts of the 4 first outs in the ball game.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Folks, we need to talk about Cade Povich. That's 4 outs, all strikeouts. Here's DJ Stewart. He fouls the first pitch away. Curveball's looking good. Command is looking pretty good. He did have a walk, but he also had one of those calls go against him that looked like a strike. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2 on Stewart. Who do you think is the best pitcher of this generation has been going by the past 20 years? That's tough, because there was a large segment of those years, about a 10-year stretch, where I wasn't really following baseball that closely. I was working as a writer for NBC Sports covering the Premier League, as Stewart fouls a pitch off of his foot or lower leg, and he hops away to shake off the pain after that foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on in the top of the second for Pittsburgh. So I know the names, you know. You've had your Justin Verlanders. You've had your Zach Wheelers. You've had your Max Scherzers. These guys all look like they're destined for the Hall of Fame. Clayton Kershaw, when he was at the top of his game, was pretty damn unhittable. But I have to be honest, when I think of those names and compare them to some previous generations, they don't, for me, really pop as much. I think back to my heyday when the likes of Pedro Martinez and Randy Johnson and Greg Maddux. I mean, those are... Stewart hits a ball in the left field, going back on it at first and now coming in a couple of steps and making the catch is Dylan Beavers out there in left field. 2 down here for Cade Povich. He's on 29 pitches. Joshua Palacios, the next batter for the Pirates. And he looks at a curveball low. Here's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. I am noticing that the out-of-town scoreboard on my screen is all finals. So I'm not sure if that has been updated to today's games. This pitch is hit hard to first base on 1 bounce. And Mountcastle will field it, take it to the bag unassisted to end the inning. Cade Povich with 2 shutout innings. This one cleaner than the first. He also added another strikeout to his day. We go to the bottom of the second. It's the Orioles 1 and the Pirates nothing. Folks, I'm in mid-season form. If only Charm City Chat were. My goodness. Tonight's spring training game brought to you by Grapefruit Pineapple Flavored Red Bull. Grapefruit Pineapple Flavored Red Bull. For when you're calling a meaningless game at 2 o'clock in the morning. All right. Hey, folks, have you subscribed to the Orioles BirdWatcher Channel yet? Think about doing it now. There's a button right below your screen. It looks like a little white pill. It says subscribe. It's free. All it'll do is just have me pop up in your recommends from time to time. That's it. No muss, no fuss. But what it does is help the channel grow. We got a growing community here of Oriole fans. A lot of them the carryovers from the first season. And we're looking to add more. Subscribe today. You can do more than that. You can join and become a magic member. In fact, I'm feeling kind of charitable right now. Hold on a sec. All right. There's 5 free memberships to 5 random people who are subscribed to my channel. See? It pays to subscribe. Didn't cost you anything to subscribe, and now 5 of you, it didn't cost you anything for a membership either. The channel that just keeps on giving. Here is Nick Gordon at the plate for Baltimore. First pitch is a strike from Skenes, and the next pitch is fouled back. It's 0-2. So we've got Post Surface, Chris Winkler, Doug Noble, William, and Erica Henderson, all getting their pair of binoculars.
Nice binoculars.
I guess I'll have to send them all a memo. 1-2 the count on Nick Gordon. My goodness. Hey, Erica, you're welcome. That pitch is low and in. Gordon went down to the ground to get out of the way of that pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, leading off the bottom of the second. Here's a foul ball. Still 2-2 on Nick Gordon. Nick. He'll save every one of us. Hey, fun fact. BW's first record was a 45 of Queens Flash Gordon. Gordon strikes out number one here in the bottom of the second. Luis Vasquez. He's looked good this spring so far in terms of his defense. And he goes after the first pitch, hits it high and deep down the left field corner, but it's going to hook foul. Home run distance for Vasquez, who's not known for his power. But he was out in front of Skenes' pitch. A little bit jumpy. I don't know which pitch Skenes threw, but certainly it wasn't a fastball. It's kind of hard to get out in front of that kind of pitch. Here's one fouled off to the right. The catcher takes a look, but it's out of play. 0-2 the count on Luis Vasquez with one out, nobody on, bottom of the second. 1-0 Baltimore. Scott's first record was a 45 by Queen as well. How about that? I remember the Fisher-Price record player that I had, where everything was sort of made of plastic. It was a little player that just had a little like a closed on lid that closed on top. And if you played a full length record, the entire record would just hang over the sides. It was ridiculous. Those are really meant for 45s. We got a 2-2 count on Luis Vasquez. And the next pitch, reached for, hit in the air right field. And we have a problem out here. That ball's going to drop in. The right fielder broke back on it and made a serpentine path to the baseball. Second baseman went out there trying to help out, but that ball drops in. We'll see how they score it. I feel like it should be an error, but it looks like they're going to award Vasquez with a hit. They do indeed give Vasquez a hit on that. I'm sure Luis is happy with that. And that'll bring up Dylan Beavers. And why in the heck didn't I go into my soundboard library and get myself a sound drop for this guy? I could have gone right to the Naked Gun files and hit a button that says, Nice Beaver. And I didn't. Want to know on Dylan Beavers? He shows bunt. He squares it around. It's dropped toward third, and he will not beat it out. But it does move a runner up in a scoring position, and Beavers did nearly beat it out. So a nice attempt by the young outfielder to get something off of Skenes. But the Pirate third baseman, Jared Triolo, making a nice play on the run there. See, Gordon. There's still a Gordon connection with Robert. Leave it to Dylan Beavers, you know. Folks, we're back to the top of the order with some players that I do have buttons for.
Well said, now you know what to do.
Runner at second, 2 down. First pitch to Mullins is outside for ball 1. Warren. My goodness. See how quickly you can get my attention, folks?
Message for you, son.
That quickly. 1-0 to Mullins. Is swung on and hit on the ground right-hand side. The first baseman will field it and flip it to the pitcher, Skenes, who covers the bag in time, and the inning is over. Mullins grounds out 4-1. No, what is it? What am I talking about? 3-1. Folks, I need coffee. We go to the third inning. It's 1-0 Baltimore. Hey, Warren, thanks so much for the super chat. Not sure if you wanted to type in a message along with that donation, but it's greatly appreciated. It goes a long way.
And I want to thank you very much for that. I really do.
First super on a live stream coming in from Warren. Thank you, Warren. Well done, folks. Hit the like button on Warren's super chat. Let him know. Let him know he did a good thing. That's a good thing. Just a thanks for the hard work. Oh, Warren. Well, in that case, I'm looking forward to the $500 donation. It's somewhere around game 159. I kid. Doug showing off some of the emojis available to those that are Magic members. You won't be finding these emojis in your normal YouTube emoji list. No siree. Not the classic Oriole bird. Not a can of Old Bay. Not a little Popeye.
Ahoy there! Anybody home?
I don't know. Tyler O'Neill's not home today. We move to the top of the third inning. Let's see if Povich is out here for one more inning. I would hope so. We need to start stretching these pitchers out. So 3 innings today. Next time 4. Next time 5. You get the drift. Cade Povich is out there, and the first pitch is a perfect curveball for strike 1. My, oh my, is that curveball looking good. And now a check swing, and the home plate umpire tells the batter, you went around. And that's what an effective curveball can do, is get a hitter completely off balance. And Liover Peguero, the hitter at the plate right now, is just that, off balance. 0-2 pitch, low and away by design. Peguero doesn't chase. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Melanie, how you doing, hun? How the heck are you, hun? Who do you think the opening day starting pitcher for the Orioles will be? Swing and a miss, folks. How about that?
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
I tell you what. I'll tell you. My dark horse pick for opening day starter, Cade Povich. Dude's looking good. Back to the top of the order for the Pirates. And another curveball right in there for strike 1. Folks, this is what they call a clinic. Speaking of clinics, Melanie, where were you last night? Me and Melanie, we go way back. 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Sit down. Cade Povich.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Holy Toledo. Pinpoint. 2 away. Melanie, my clinic joke didn't go over well? That would have killed last season. What happened? My goodness. You could hear a pin drop. 0-1 pitch is a called strike 2. Cade Povich. This is extremely impressive. That pitch is in the dirt, a ball and 2 strike. Hey, Slater. How you doing? Thank you very much. I'm feeling swell. And I'm looking swole. 1-2 pitch, hit on the ground, second base. Gordon over to first in time, and the inning is over. Cade Povich throws 43 pitches, and he is building himself a nice spring right now. 3 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, no runs. 3 innings. Cade Povich. I can't wait to watch him pitch again. Fantastic outing. Honestly, we have a nice situation going on here. I really do hope Albert Suarez can figure things out after a bad first 2 outings. He's not the kind of guy I think the Orioles are going to keep on the team if he continues like that when you got Povich looking like this. You don't have a choice, though. That's the problem. Everything makes sense when you've got Grayson Rodriguez, Zach Eflin, Charlie Morton, Tomoyuki Sagano, and Dean Kramer as your starting 5 pitchers. That keeps Suarez in long relief, where really of all the guys we have, he's the one that makes the most sense in long relief. And then that leaves Povich as the odd man out. And it makes sense because he has options. He's young, and you can put him in AAA. You can call him back up when you need him. You can send him back down if you need to. But if we're talking about the best pitchers available, and we know that we're a team that pitching is our weakest, starting pitching is where we need the most help, and Povich is looking really, really good. Well, we gotta make a decision. Got to figure something out. Maybe a really strong spring from Povich will ignite a trade that wouldn't have otherwise happened. We'll see. We go to the bottom of the third. Adley Rutschman takes low and in for ball 1. Folks, let the clutch out.
Let the clutch out gently, okay?
Gently, if you don't mind. Paul Skenes is out there for his 3rd inning of work. He's already about to throw his 40th pitch. And Rutschman fouls it away. 1-1 the count. 1-0 Baltimore in the bottom of the third. Rutschman singled and scored his first time up. So whoever was asking who I think will start on opening day, my for real answer is that it comes down between Grayson Rodriguez and Zach Eflin, I think. But considering Grayson is sort of the Orioles organizational pitcher, he's got team control for several years to come. You want him to be the ace. I think the Orioles want to sort of groom him and anoint him to be that ace and give him that opportunity. So if it's something where Grayson and Eflin have similar springs, Rutschman pops his pitch up, in a shallow center field. O'Neal Cruz makes the catch. And there's 1 down. Yeah, so if it comes down to, pretty much a 50-50 between Eflin and Grayson, I think you give the nod to Grayson. Eflin is on the last year of his contract. There's no guarantee he'll re-sign with us. So I just think in terms of how baseball usually operates, you look at Grayson as a guy you want to give that chance to be the opening day starter. Hopefully he'll pitch strongly in the spring, and we'll feel good about that. Here's a ground ball by Ryan Ahern to shortstop. Throw is high to first base, and that ball gets away. Leover Peguero is having himself a nightmare in the field. That's his 2nd error. 2nd wild throw over to first base. Ryan Ahern is on with 1 out.
Big bucks. Stop it all.
Leover Peguero. Yikes. Here's Ryan Mountcastle, folks.
Okay, mount up.
1 on, 1 out, and the pitch to Mountie is inside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch is hit on the ground and past the diving third baseman into left field. A base hit for Mountie. The line moves on. 2 on with 1 out now. Folks, turn on the sprinkler. Baltimore looking to score once again off of Skenes. Last chance to do it. Surely his final inning of work here. He may not even make it out of the inning. Approaching 50 pitches now. Ramon Urias, folks.
I have a brother.
All right, well, so do I. No need to make it a big deal. First pitch to Urias is inside, ball 1. Ramon. Got those high black socks on. I am a fan of the high socks. No cap. This pitch is fouled behind the plate. Catcher takes off the mask. Bart makes the catch just about 10 feet away in foul ground behind home plate. That's the second out of the inning. Runners remain at first and second base. Once again, with Sagano scheduled to come in as a relief pitcher on Monday, Morton starting. That ball's drilled by Laureano, but foul. Boy, that's the second time an Oriole hitter has blasted a pitch off of Skenes, but out in front of a pitch. They're so geared up for that fastball. When they get something else, they're a little bit too quick. The 0-1 to Ramon Laureano. The other Ramon. Swing and a miss. And that was the cheese. No balls and 2 strikes. That should be strike 3, but the umpire doesn't give it to Skenes. Might have been a little bit outside. Catcher tried to frame it. 1-2 on Laureano. 2 on, 2 out. The pitch. Well outside. 2-2. Come on now. Let's get a rally going here. See, that's the thing, Calvin. It's really not a rotation spot that Suarez would be giving up. Suarez is slated to be the long man in the bullpen. Swing and a miss. Laureano's out on strikes, and the Orioles inning is over. Paul Skenes throws 54 pitches, gives up 1 run. It was unearned. 2 errors made by the Pirates while Skenes was out there, but he also gave up 4 hits. The Orioles get 4 hits off of one of the tougher pitchers in the league in just 3 innings. So well done by the Orioles hitters. They only get the 1 run in 3 innings, but they showed themselves well against a tough pitcher. We go to the 4th inning, 1-0 Baltimore. So yeah, the deal is with Albert Suarez, he's not one of the 5 guys in the rotation. He's the long man. And Cade Povich, if he were to replace Albert Suarez, that means Cade Povich would be in long relief, which is not happening. I don't see how it would be happening. He's too young. You don't do that to a pitcher that's just developing and showing signs of being a good starting pitcher. You don't knock him back a peg like that at that stage of their career. And the other thing is, the Orioles need if there's one thing the Orioles need besides an ace, it's a left-hander in the rotation. So Povich, it's just another reason for him to not ever be in long relief, at least not this season. So that would mean somebody else who is already in the rotation would have to move into long relief. And you're talking about Skenes, you're talking about Morton, you're talking about Kramer. And of all of those options, again, Kramer, this is like his 5th season of pitching in the bigs. He's always started. He's never pitched out of the pen. And I mean, I understand your recommendation, Dan, but are you really going to demote Charlie Morton to a bullpen role when he just signed him for, what was it, $15 million? I don't think he signed a contract to pitch in long relief. That's not to say that eventually, as the season goes on, because of performance, things wind up that way. But yeah, it's not going to happen going into opening day. Sir Anthony Dominguez is on in relief for the Orioles. We got a couple of O'Neill Cruz hits one deep down in the left field corner near the foul pole. If it's fair, it's gone. And that is gone. And Sir Anthony Dominguez gives up yet another home run. My goodness. It's like 2024 never ended. To be fair, it wasn't your typical blast of a home run. O'Neill Cruz goes opposite field down into the corner. A ball like this very often doesn't leave the yard, but this one did. We got a 1-1 ball game now in the top of the 4th. Yeah, Morton has every reason to not accept that role, at least to start the season. You know, it could be a situation like Craig Kimbrell with how, like, you know, you brought him in as your closer last year. Eventually, due to ineffectiveness, even though that was the reason you brought him in, you had to say, you know what, I'm sorry, we've got a better option. That would be the situation with a guy like Charlie Morton. You're not going to demote him, no matter how good Cade Povich does in the spring. He's not going to be the guy to take the hit. Joey Bart at the plate, he's got an 0-2 count. And the pitch is low and away for ball 1. We'll see how it works. I think Skenes, with his age, with the fact that, you know, he's sort of not a blow you away kind of a pitcher, more of a pitch to contact. I think I think of the guys we have in the rotation, if somebody were to move in a long relief to make way for Povich, I think it'd probably be Skenes. But I'm also hoping Skenes turns out to be extremely good as a starter. Here's a swing and a miss by Barton. He strikes out. Dominguez gets his first strikeout in relief.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Jack Sawinski's up now. 1 run in for the Pirates on a home run by O'Neill Cruz. We got a 1-1 ball game, top of the 4th. And there's a nice breaking ball from Dominguez for strike 1. Sawinski struck out his first time up. Somebody is due for a lucky strike. That pitch is in the dirt. 1-1. How far away is McDermott from moving up? I think he's on the 40-man, but he's dealing with an injury issue right now. He's had a setback. I can't remember what the injury is, but I don't think he's expected back before the end of spring. And so he's definitely not going to be with the big club. But he's probably the next guy behind Povich if we're going down the depth chart. Swing and a miss by Sawinski. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dominguez's next pitch is swing and a miss, and the ball's dropped at the plate. Rutschman throws to first to complete the out, and there's 2 down here in the top of the 4th. That's a strikeout.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Now you do that. Y'all come back now, yeah? Nick Solak at the plate, 2 down, nobody on, and a swing and a miss on the first pitch. Folks, what do you think about the information screen there in the box? You want me to make it a little bit larger? Is it visible enough? I want it to be only large enough where it's acceptable. Any larger, and then I don't want to take up too much of the background. Hoping it's in that sweet spot. 2-1 the count on Solak. Next pitch, swinging a foul ball behind home plate, 2-2. I need a lucky. I'm dying for one. Oh yeah, I meant to check about that out-of-town scoreboard because that should be updating. Let me bring it over here. Let me hit refresh on there. Okay, I fixed it just like that. Now we've got a working out-of-town scoreboard. Here's a fly ball to left field. That one's hit pretty deep down into the corner. If that one's fair, it's gone, but that one is foul. Nick Solak pulls a ball foul down the left field corner. Full count, 2 out, top of the 4th. Base is empty in a 1-1 ball game. Here's a ball that tagged into left field. Beavers is just going to look at it, and Solak has lifted off against Sir Anthony Dominguez. That ball just hung out there like a wet shirt on a clothing line. Absolutely unacceptable by Dominguez. He gives up too many home run balls, and he's given up 2 in this appearance. The Pirates have taken the lead 2-1. Part of that questionable trade package with the Phillies at the deadline last season. The other piece of that trade, Gregory Soto, left-handed reliever, is with the team today and is expected to pitch an inning. Both of these guys haven't really earned my trust going into the season. Here's a swing and a miss to DJ Stewart, who's got a 1-1 count. The out-of-town scoreboard could be smaller. Like, Okay, I'll keep that under advisement. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That pitch is high, and the count even up at 2-2. 23 pitches from Dominguez already. 23. 2 home runs. Next pitch is high. It's a full count. But I tell you, Dominguez. You're the reason for this bad habit, Sir Anthony. Payoff pitch is low and inside, ball 4. My goodness. Well, here we go. Two home runs and a walk. At least the walk hasn't scored yet. Palacios, the batter. 2 down. And he goes after the first pitch. Diving attempt at first, and the ball rolls away to second. A flip to Dominguez, but that attempt is late. And the runner is safe at first with an infield single. Palacios. So Stewart moves up to second. Palacios at first, 2 down. 2 runs already in for the Pirates. They lead it 2-1 here in the top of the 4th. Here's Liover Peguero. First pitch is outside. Peguero, the number 9 hitter. Struck out his first time up. You got to go after him. That one is off the plate. 2-0. There's a breaking ball. That's in the zone for a strike. Count 2-1 now. Next pitch from Dominguez will be number 30 in the inning. And that is a called strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out, 2 in. That's a lot of deuces. Pitch. There's a called strike 3, and the inning is over.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Yeah, the slower part is something I want to be able to do, Melanie, but I haven't figured that out yet. It might be a situation of it goes at that speed or there's no out-of-town scoreboard at all. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's the Pirates 2 and the Orioles 1. Hey, Sean Fens, how you been? I tell you what, let's go in here. I'm only going to make it slightly smaller. I mean, that's it. Is it noticeable? It is now just a little bit smaller. It is just a hair smaller. Good to see you. Hey, folks, please hit that like button if you haven't done so already. We got 40 people in here right now watching, and we're not up to 40 likes, so that means at least a few of you watching now haven't done it yet. It's no big whoop. I'm not here to chastise you. I'm not here to judge you or cast aspersions. I'm just going to ask you kindly, please do me a favor. We are between innings. Hit that like button, thumbs up. Bottom of your screen. Helps out the channel. And that's a good thing. Enjoy the free content. All right. We are into the bottom of the fourth, bottom of the order up for Baltimore. Nick Gordon fouls the first pitch away. Let's see who's pitching here. Harrington, a right-hander on for the Pirates. Let the carousel of pitchers and players I've never heard of begin. As this pitch is up and away, 1-1 on Nick Gordon. He struck out his first time up. This pitch is way high. Two and one the count. Inside 3-1. Cade Povich currently being interviewed by the Masson broadcast team. That is inside. That is ball four. Take your base, Nick.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
I'm walking here. He's our only lefty, though, B. Ravens. It's not hard to be our best lefty when you're our only lefty. Look, I'm rooting for Cade Povich. I am. And I do think that is the most likely scenario. If Povich is going to somehow make this rotation sooner rather than later, it's going to be a matter of DFAing Albert Suarez and pushing Sagano into long relief. But if you do that, Albert Suarez is out of the mix. And now who do you have for depth? Because you can't get through an entire season with just like 5 or 6 pitchers. We don't really have a whole lot of depth past Povich. Not until Bradish gets back. This ball's hit well in the right center field. O'Neal Cruz broke in on it and now totally misplays it. That ball is down. Nick Gordon is flying around the bases. He will come in to score as Luis Vasquez hits it over the head of O'Neal Cruz, and I suppose that'll go down as an RBI double. The Orioles have tied up the game, folks. It's 2-2. And, yeah, where's the splash?
Splish, splash, I was taking a bath.
It's magic. You know. It's magic.
All right, 2-2 ball game. Nobody out. Vasquez at second base. Dylan Beavers is at the plate. And first pitch swinging, pops it up. Shallow left field. Hanging up there a long time, and now the ball is caught by Sawinski. One away. Vasquez remains at second base. Not a good AB for Beavers. Unable to move the runner up. Back to the top of the order for Sed Mullins. Said, you know what to do.
Vote said, now you know what to do.
I mean, you know what to do. There's a runner at second. It's a tie ball game. Get a base hit. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. He takes up and away for ball one. Harrington. Again, on in relief of Skenes for the Pirates. He wears number 78. One-0 to Said is swung on and fouled back. Checks the runner at second base, does Harrington, and the pitch. It's hit on the ground, the right-hand side, first base. Taking it to the bag, unassisted, is York for out number 2. Vasquez moves up to third base. Mullins retired, and that'll bring up Adley Rutschman with a chance for a 2-out RBI.
Let the clutch out gently, okay?
Come on, Adley. Rutschman with a solid opposite field hit his last time up against Paul Skenes. He takes a called strike here, 0-1. Rutschman hitting .400 in the early going in spring. 1 for 2 so far today. And he drills that one in the right field, and that ball's caught out there. That ball was smoked right at the right fielder, Palacios, for out number 3. Folks, you hate to see a ball hit that hard and come up with nothing, but it's spring, and what you want to see is Adley Rutschman hitting the I almost said a bad word. Hitting the tar out of the baseball, which is what he's doing. Adley Rutschman's looking really good, and that is making your boy very, very happy. The Orioles score a run to tie it up. The Pirates, with some bad fielding, no error charged to O'Neal Cruz on a ball hit over his head, but he definitely did not play it correctly. We go to the 5th inning. It's a 2-2 ball game. All right. Let me hear ya. How you doing, folks? It's your old pal, the BirdWatcher here. What do you think of the new digs, huh? Look at the work your boys put in. Been a rough winter. I get it. Tough times for a lot of people. But baseball's coming back. Just what I need. So, let's talk about it. Tomorrow we're going to be on the air again at 1:05 p.m. first pitch. The Orioles will be playing the Phillies. And Monday, if you got a 9-to-5 job, take a long lunch. All right? We'll be playing the Red Sox. That's right. We're playing Boston for the first time this spring. And both Morton and Sugano will be pitching on Monday. So you want to be here for that. New pitcher on for the Orioles, left-hander, Gregory Soto. I told you we'd see him today. He's on. We go from Dominguez to Soto. The two pitchers brought over in the trade with the Phillies, where we gave back Austin Hayes. This ball's hit in the right field shallow. It's a sliding catch out there by Ramon Laureano. It wasn't pretty, but Laureano able to make the catch. One out here in the top of the fifth in a 2-2 ball game. Jared Triolo is up next. 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch to him is low and in. That is another pitch that is out of the zone. An appeal on a check swing, no swing. It's a 2-0 count. Do we carry 5 and expect O'Hearn to play outfield or have 6? Well, I think we have 5 as is. You got Tyler O'Neill, Colton Cowser. You got Cedric Mullins. You got Heston Kjerstad, and you got Ramon Laureano. Those are your 5 outfielders. O'Hearn and Mountcastle, that's pretty much a platoon at first base / DH. You got Gunnar, Westberg, and Jackson Holliday normally starting in the infield with a Ramon Arias backing them up. You got Gary Sanchez and Adley Rutschman catching, and those are your 13 players. This ball's hitting the center field. Mullins is right there to make the catch, and there are 2 down. Now the question will be is what happens when Jorge Mateo is healthy and ready to return to the big club. Mateo is active in spring, but he's behind everybody else, coming back from that major injury that you might remember from last season. And when he is healthy, he's a great guy to have on our bench with his speed and his ability to not only play in the infield, but can play some outfield as well. O'Neal Cruz at the plate. He takes ball 1 from Gregory Soto. Cruz has reached both times, a walk and a home run. Next pitch is a strike. It's 1-1. So once Mateo is ready to return, then somebody's got to make way. And you look at the team as it is now, and it feels like Ramon Laureano is probably the least desirable player to keep on, but he has a role to play. We kind of need a right-handed hitting outfielder that can play all 3 outfield spots. If Heston Kjerstad struggles, that might be the solution. 3-1 pitch to Cruz is fouled off to the right. Full count. But, of course, we don't want to see Kjerstad struggle. We want to see him be a big part of the offense. But if it came down to a situation where you cut a Laureano, you bring up a Mateo, and then for some reason you need an outfielder again, well, that's probably why we went out and got Dylan Carlson for outfield depth. He's a guy you can stash in the minors and be the next guy up if you need another outfielder. The inning is over as O'Neal Cruz just struck out. So Gregory Soto pitches a decent inning there. Unlike his former Philly and current Oriole teammate, Sir Anthony Dominguez. We go to the bottom of the fifth. It's a 2-2 ball game. Hey, wait a minute. My sub count went down. How'd that happen? I lost 7 subscribers? Wow. Well, just part of that hard work that's paying off, folks. -7 subscribers calling a baseball game at 2:30 in the morning. Didn't it say 23-17 at some point earlier? Here, I'll hit the playback. Oh, yeah, it did. How the hell did 7 people check out all at once? Ouch. That's painful. That's going to leave a mark, folks. I'm going to have to light up a special lucky after that bad news. Yep. Apparently I've upset the Brady kids and Alice the maid. Here comes Ryan O'Hearn.
Fight's on. Let's turn and burn.
All right, here we go. Harrington on for his second inning of work, and O'Hearn swings and misses at the first pitch in the bottom of the 5th. 2-2 ball game between the Orioles and the Pirates. And a game that saw Cade Povich go 3 very impressive innings. O'Hearn hits this one in the air. Infield, third baseman on the dirt makes the catch. 1 down. Ryan Mountcastle.
Okay, mount up.
He takes a pitch low. Does Mountcastle for ball 1. A special lucky now in HD. Called strike, 1-1. Folks, count down the days. What are we at here? 26 days until opening day? I'll be here before you know it. Foul back. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ryan Mountcastle. And a swing and a miss here on a bad pitch in the dirt. It was also off the plate outside. Mountcastle's down on strikes, 2 away in the bottom of the 5th. Fox. Enjoy your shift, Fox. Ramon Urias.
I have a brother.
First pitch swinging, pops it up, and it'll be foul into the seats for strike 1. The Orioles' home opener is on the 31st of March. Remember, they start the season with a 4-game series in Toronto. 1-1 the count on Arias. So the 5th game of the season, whoever our 5th starter is will start that home opener against the division rival Red Sox, who are certainly a team to be a little more wary of with some of their off-season acquisitions, although I have to say, my 2 cents, I think some people are being a little overly optimistic about Boston's threat in the division and just as a contending team in general. We'll see. 3-1 pitch to Arias. That ball's hit in the air to center field. O'Neal Cruz Long run, diving attempt, and he makes the catch. O'Neal Cruz, he had a late start, but he made up for it, laying out to make a catch to his right. Nice play by O'Neal Cruz. Again, he did get a late start, but he closed that ball down. We go to the 6th inning, still tied at 2. My goodness. -7? Oh, no. Oh, boy. Let me check and see if old Rock Kabatko's got anything to report during this game. What do you say there, Rock? Povich retired the last 8 in a row that he faced. That's pretty much it. The Birdland value menu, folks. Ballpark favorites, $6 and under. We're talking soda. I would hope there's soda available for $6 and under. I would hope. My goodness. I can't imagine. I can't remember the last time I paid for a major league or whatever, pro sports beverage. It's such a ridiculous ripoff. Zane Barnhart is on the pitch for Baltimore. Who the hell is this guy? I don't know. Right-hander. He's on. We are in the we're in the obscure area of the farm here. Joey Bart will lead it off for the Pirates. Middle of the order due up for Pittsburgh. He'll be followed by Jack Sawinski and Joshua Palacios. Unless, of course, the Pirates start using some pinch hitters. That could always be the case at this stage of the ball game. Here we go. First pitch in the top of the 6th is inside for ball 1. I've already forgotten the name of the Oriole pitcher, and he's still not listed yet on the website. Oh, there he is, Barnhart. 2-0 Barnhart is on Joey Bart. He's wearing number 92. 3-0. That pitch way outside. And that one's ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk from Barnhart. I got to tell you, who is this guy? I'm already worried that he's about to walk the bases loaded here. Here is Jack Sawinski. That is ball 1. Wow, that pitch could have been called a strike. It might have been low, but Umpire's not giving Barnhart any favors. Sawinski's 0 for 2. He's struck out both times so far. And he's taken all the way as well he should as that pitch is up and away. 2-0. Here comes the catcher. It's been 6 pitches out of the zone for Barnhart since coming on. Oh, boy. I'm going to need more than a special lucky to get through this inning. Card is off. Thanks for being here, Card. Always good to have you. One of our mods here, folks. They do great work keeping the Charm City chat nice and charming. 2-0 pitch to Sawinski. Ball 3. 7 straight out of the zone. There's the first strike. And a Bronx cheer from the Oriole crowd. Three-one pitch. Hit on the ground. And a diving, nope. Unable to get a glove on it is Nick Gordon. That ball is in the right center field for a base hit. So the first 2 batters have reached against Barnhart. This guy stinks. Oh, it's got to be tough. That's got to be tough. I mean, this is the biggest moment of his life. It's got to be tough. You're out there. You're wearing number 92. You don't even have a name on your back. This ball's popped up to right field toward the line. First baseman gives way to the second baseman, Gordon, who makes the catch straddling the foul line. I honestly couldn't tell you if that ball was fair or foul, but the catch is made for the first out here in the top of the 6th. We've got ourselves a 2-2 ball game. Runners at first and second for the Pirates. DJ Stewart hits a ball on the ground. This could be 2. They go to second for 1. Back to first. Double play, folks. How about that now? Folks. Well, that wasn't the best pitching performance I've ever seen, but somehow Barnhart gets out of it with no damage. We go to the bottom of the 6th, tied at 2. Wow, talk about pulling off a magic trick. All right, speaking of those out-of-town scores, let's see, what are they looking like here? Blue Jays up 1-0 on the Braves. What just happened in my ball game? Okay, so that just magically unplugged itself? What happened? Oh, boy. We back up. Well, now I have to work on... Oh, come on now. Are you serious? I'm going to accidentally... Come on. Are you serious? What are you doing? All right. I'm going to do my best to continue to call this game, despite the fact that my computer is being annoying. Okay, that'll work. All right. Stay like that and I'll be fine. Adam Jones, folks. AJ 10. Getting interviewed right now by the Orioles broadcast team. Ramon Laureano is out here to begin the bottom of the sixth, and he's fallen behind 0-2. There's a new pitcher on for the Pirates, a fellow by the name of Santana, and the 0-2 pitch is inside, a ball and 2 strikes. Santana's pitch is low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Do I watch the NBA? No. College sports? Not really. I used to watch college basketball a lot. Here's a bad swing by Laureano. He strikes out. Pitch low and outside. Unhittable, and he took a weak swing. 1 down to the bottom of the 6th. Nick Gordon's due up next. The Orioles have made some changes defensively pretty much everywhere except the bottom part of the order now, so they're getting one more at bat. Nick Gordon hits a ground ball in the first pitch to first base, and that ball will be flipped to the pitcher covering for out number 2, Gorski, for the Pirates now at first base. You might remember last week, in the opening game of the season, of the spring season, I should say, Gorski went off, hit a grand slam. Here's Luis Vasquez, who hit that double over the head of O'Neal Cruz his last time up to tie up the ball game. He fouls the pitch away. It's 0-1. We are in the bottom of the 6th, tied at 2. And both teams are now going into their second string players and getting deep into their pitching staff. As Vasquez throws a strike, it's 0-2 now. Excuse me, Santana throws the strike 2 to Luis Vasquez. 2 down, nobody on. 0-2 pitch, fouled away. We'll do it again. Some highlights from the 2017 World Baseball Classic, in which Sugano was pitching. Did quite well in that tournament. He would have been 28 years old for that competition. That's a hell of a prediction. I can see how you would think that, with the fact that they've won 96 games the last 2 seasons, and the vast majority of their players haven't even hit their prime yet. But okay. I suppose. Oh, well, you lost Corbin Burns. Oh, well, 2 years ago we didn't have him. We won 101 games. How'd that work? All right, we go to the 7th inning. Tied at 2. Who's the next unheard of pitcher due up? Red Sox are up 6-4 on the Twins right now. Yep. Mine too. Works both ways, right? Mets are up 10-0 on the Rays. My goodness. Yankees up 4-1 on Houston. Nats and Cardinals tied up at 2 apiece. Tigers up 1-0 on the Phillies. Look at this little baby. He's got himself a fistful of Cheetos. Covered in Cheeto powder. 8-9-1 due up. Brandon Young on to pitch for the Orioles, and he induces a first pitch ground ball to short. Vasquez quickly over to first, and just like that, one away. And excuse me, Vasquez is not at short. We've got changes all over the shop. Let's give you the whole rundown. Ced Mullins is out of the game. Dylan Carlson's now in center field. Rutschman is out. Sam Basayo is in. We'll see him bat hopefully in the next inning. Ryan O'Hearn stays in as a DH as Young throws a first pitch strike to Liover Peguero. Terran Vavra is in at first base for Ryan Mountcastle. Young is playing third base for Urias. Barreto in right field for Laureano. Machine, the love machine, is in the ballgame at second for Nick Gordon. And Jackson is at shortstop. He made that last throw for the first out. And now he gets another play, this Jackson. He makes a nice play. It's a bounce throw to first, but it's scooped nicely by Vavra, and they get the out. So Jackson, the finish wasn't great on the throw, but he did a nice job of stopping that ball from getting by him and popping up and throwing there. 2 down in the inning. Young gets 2 very quick out, 4 pitches. And that'll bring up Ji Hwan Bae, I believe is that his first? Is that the same Bay I'm thinking of? There he is, yeah, Ji Hwan Bae. Quite the head of hair on that kid. 0-1 pitch to him is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hell, Young, the Oriole pitcher, has quite the mane himself. These 2 guys could start a metal band. That pitch is a little bit outside, apparently. Take it easy there, Warren. Hey there, Leonard. I'm doing all right. Making good grades. The future's so bright, I got to wear shades. 3-1 on Ji Hwan Bae. 2 down, nobody on, top of the 7th, tied at 2. How you doing, Warren? You saw Pujols is going to be the manager for the Dominican Republic in the World Baseball Classic. Yeah, I saw that too. He's a good ambassador for the game. And hell, in a pinch, send him up there to pinch hit. Ji Hwan Bae walks down to first. 2-out walk from Brandon Young. Here's Gorski. That pesky Gorski, who was teeing off on Oriole pitchers a week ago. So far in the spring, his spring average is at 500. So he may not be a name that means much to us, but for Pirate fans, they might be looking at this guy going, I like what this guy does. Gorski fouls a pitch away. 0-1 the count. 2 out, runner at first, top of the 7th, 2-2 ball game. The Orioles with a win would move to 5-2 on the spring. That pitch is a called strike. Young finds the bottom of the zone here. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Gorski. And the 1-2 is outside. Throw down to second base on a delayed steal attempt from Ji Hwan Bae. I'm not sure what happened there. It wasn't a good pitch to try to nail a runner on a low pitch, and then the catcher threw a bit offline, but still, the Orioles were able to apply a tag and nail the runner to end the inning. That was a... That turned into a...
Hit the bricks, pal. You're done.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Folks, it's 7th inning stretch time. It won't be as exciting as it will be in the regular season, but come on now. You know how we do. You got to have traditions. And spring training is about, remembering how to do the traditions. Get some cakes on the griddle.
Thank God I'm a country boy. Thank God I'm a country boy.
Get them cakes up in the chat now. That's right. Life ain't nothing but a funny riddle. Come on now. Come on now. Getting them cakes up.
Thank God I'm a country boy. Thank God I'm a country boy.
Folks, Camden Yards 2025. It's gonna be lit. Be there. Be there. I'm thinking of a movie that I don't know. I love it. I love that movie. I love that movie. Take Me Out to the Ball Game is also a 7th inning tradition. Well, you learn something new every day. Tell you what. What's next? Star Spangled Banner before the game? All right, we've got the bottom of the 7th. Strzelecki. Peter Strzelecki. Pitched for the Guardians last year. Is on for the Pirates now. And who do we got up here to hit? Folks, who are these people? Who are these people? Is that Beavers? It is Dylan Beavers still up. He's still in the game. He is at the plate. He's got a 2-1 count. Sam Basayo's got a batting helmet on, and he's right next to Brandon Hyde at the top step of the dugout. Looking forward to coming up 3rd in the inning. Can't wait to see it. Rob already wants to say he's on deck. Well, he might be. I'm a little bit behind. He's due up 3rd in the inning. It's 9-1-2 with Beavers, the 9-hitter, up right now. He's got a full count. Dylan Carlson will be up next, and then Mr. Basayo. This ball's hit on the ground hard. The shortstop on the second base side of the bag makes the play, and Beavers is retired. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th, and that'll bring up Dylan Carlson. What is your favorite baseball movie? Gosh darn it. It's tough. But I'd probably have to say Field of Dreams. There's just something about the mysticism of the movie that I think really captures the spirit of baseball, and it came out in a very special year, 1989. I was 12 years old. The 89 Orioles had their famous Why Not season. And speaking of why not, how about that segue? Why not a base hit for Dylan Carlson as he ropes one right back up the middle for a one-out single? All right, folks, here we go. It's Sammy Basallo time. And there's a replay of his home run on Thursday. Jeez Louise, that ball landed in the practice field. It landed in another field. He is at the plate. First pitch. He swings and misses. It's a big cut. And he is a big, big boy. Just 20 years old. This could be a real special player right here. Check on the runner Carlson. He's back in. Head first. Oh, I've got that screen up. I'm sorry. Bring you back over here. 0-1 pitch is popped straight up on the infield. Shortstop, the second, or I guess the shift was on. Shortstop makes the catch for out number 2. Basallo pops out. Wouldn't that be the way? I'm sure he's going to rake another half dozen home runs in the spring, but they're all going to be on games that aren't televised. And the ones that are, we get shafted. Here's Ryan O'Hearn. He's still in the ball game as the DH. Everybody else that started in the field has been replaced. Runner at first, 2 down, bottom of the 7th. O'Hearn takes outside for ball 1. Wow, this box score card is looking like a telephone book. A lot of names in the game already. 2-0 the count on O'Hearn. Oh, I forgot to tell you, it's time to turn and burn.
Fight's on. Let's turn and burn.
Oh, he may have turned and burned. Right field. Going back on the track and near the wall. The catch is made to end the inning. Ryan O'Hearn about 5 feet short of hitting a go-ahead home run. Just missed it. We head to the 8th inning, tied at 2. Yeah, The Natural is not far behind, Melanie, in my list of baseball movies. Again, it's something about the mysticism. There's something about the mysticism of the game that a good movie is able to capture. And you know who directed that movie, right, Melanie? You know who directed The Natural, right? One of Baltimore's very own. Barry Levinson. Baltimore's very own Barry Levinson. Made one of the best damn baseball movies of all time. Roy Hobbs. Know your Baltimore legends. Yeah, Melanie, Baltimore and baseball got a little bit of a relationship. There's some dude that played at one point, local kid, went on, had a candy bar named after him or something. I don't know. Rob, how was that not a home run? I don't know. Maybe there was a cross breeze. It definitely looked good off the bat. He got into it. Didn't get out. All right, Young is out for another inning of work in the top of the 8th. Gorski at the plate, and he looks at a called strike. And I now cannot even monitor my own stream because my cursor's stuck, and if I fiddle with it, I won't be able to see the game. Here's a ground ball to third base on a bounce. Over to first in time. 1 away. Young has looked good through an inning and a third. 4 outs on 16 pitches. He's a name to keep an eye on. Emmanuel Valdez, left-handed bat, now up for Pittsburgh. Looks at a breaking ball for a called strike. Tell you what, I'm watching Young close here. There's another strike. It's 0-2. He's throwing strikes. He's throwing heat. He's throwing some breaking balls. That one's in the dirt with a curved ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Emmanuel Valdez. Here's a swing and a foul back. Still 1-2. One-two pitches low, count even up, 2 apiece. And my stomach is growling. 2 more innings to go. Let's make it quick. Pitch off the plate outside. It's a full count now. Doug, how you liking those emojis? You got the mountain in there. Can't wait to see the debut this spring for Felix Bautista. That should be a few short days away. That'll be when everything really starts to sink in. One out, nobody on, top of the 8th, and the payoff pitch is in the dirt from Young to Valdez. He'll take ball 4. 1 on, 1 out. Folks, thanks for hanging out here at the BirdWatcher Channel. If you are new or if you just plain forgot, please hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Really helps out the channel. Chang is up at the plate, left-handed bat for Pittsburgh. And he takes ball 1. Yeah, lots of guys. Su Se Ching. I probably got that all messed up. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Throw to first base. Runner back safely. Sung Che Ching. Sung Che. Excuse me. Sung Che. Yeah, I was going to say something, guys. The first Major League could not have been filmed at Camden Yards. Maybe the sequel, but not the first one, because the park hadn't been opened yet. Major League came out in 1989. Camden Yards didn't open for a couple of more years. We were still playing at Memorial Stadium. Now, the park they did use, I believe, for the home games even though Cleveland Municipal Stadium was still in operation and a big, giant, ugly, park, I do believe that the scenes they shot were at the Milwaukee County Coliseum, home of the Brewers, before they moved to Miller Park. That's if memory serves. I don't want to say that as 100% fact because I'm getting older and a lot of things that I learn, I try to remember things, and sometimes I don't remember them correctly, so why bother remembering anything if it's wrong? We've got 2 on and 2 out for the Pirates. Johnson takes at first base. What do we got? Williams at the plate now. I'm just saying last names like Johnson and Williams and expecting you to know who they are. Alika Williams is at the plate right now. A 1-0 pitch to him is inside 2-0. 30 pitches so far for Young. Here's a ball hit on the ground, backing up as a third baseman and making an absolute meal out of it. That was Bush League. Holy cow, who is that guy? Young. Wow. What's your first name, dude? That was ugly. C. Young. What's your first name, dude? Chris, Charlie, what is it? Carter. Carter Young. Wow. Whoops. That was not good.
Big buck. Stop it all.
All right. And now Young has fallen behind the next batter with the bases loaded. It's a 2-0 count. 2 down in the inning. Malcolm Nunez is the batter, right-handed hitter. And that's a called strike, belt high. Pirates with a chance to take the lead and blow it open. With the bases loaded, 2 down. 2-1 pitch. That is just a bit off the plate. Lasayo brought it back over the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Line drive, right to shortstop, and Jackson makes the catch. Inning over. Nunez hit it on a line, but the Pirates leave the bases loaded. And there's a group of boys and girls, 10 years old, maybe 9, 10, 11 years old, chanting Orioles down in the corner of the stadium there. Nice sight to see. All right, we go to the bottom of the 8th. We're tied at 2. Let's take a lead, and then we got a top of the 9th, 3 outs, and then it's over, and we win, and then I get out of here, and then I go to bed. It's 3 a.m. What do you say? I will say this game has moved pretty fast. Happy about that. Don't mind being up at any hour for a game that has a meaning to it. But in the spring, your boys simply doing this out of just pure love. Can you feel the love, folks? You feel the love, I'll feel the sleep deprivation. How about that? Yep. I'm sure in the regular season scenario that would really suck. Due up for the Orioles, Vavra, Young, and Barreto. Barretto. Wasn't that like a 70s cop show or something? I know it was Beretta. I'm just, I'm running on fumes here, folks. What do you want me to tell you? Look at this dude. That dude had a bottle of Jack Daniels. There was a dude sitting in the crowd sipping a bottle of Jack. Like Belushi in Animal House. Here's a fly ball in the right field on the first pitch by Terrin Vavra, and he's retired, one away. Rainey is on the pitch for the Pirates, and he gets an out on one pitch for the first out in the bottom of the eighth. Right-hander, number 27, Rainey. Here's Carter Young, who had that terrible blunder at third base in the top half of the inning, and he fouls the first pitch off. Tanner Rainey was with the Nationals last season and got into 50 ball games. ERA of 4.76 and a whip of 1.49. Here's a short tapper that rolls foul on the first base side. 0-2 on Young. Yeah, no reason for extra innings in the spring. I think, I could be wrong, but I think when you get into those last one or two games, when teams leave Florida or Arizona and they go back to, that ball's hit hard in the left field by Young, but right at the left fielder who makes the catch for the second out in the eighth. You know how the Orioles will play a game? They used to play at RFK Stadium a lot before the Nationals showed up. They would play one or two exhibition games right before opening day. A lot of teams still play one or two games in their actual park. And I think for those games, they might go into like a 10th or an 11th inning. Maybe not anymore, but I feel like I remember that they used to. I feel like I went to a game at RFK like that once. Maybe that's why I'm thinking that. 2 down, 1-1 the count on Barretto. Next pitch is fouled at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Once again, folks, tomorrow afternoon, 1:05 p.m. first pitch. BirdWatcher Channel will be on the air again. Televised ball game between the Orioles and the Phillies. And if you were expecting it to be on Masson, as Barretto strikes out to end the eighth. Going on to the ninth, tied at 2. If you're expecting tomorrow to be on Masson, it isn't. I don't think so. The Phillies are broadcasting it, though, and your boy's going to be able to give you the play-by-play. Monday. Make it 3 straight afternoons. Monday, you're going to want to be here in the afternoon, 1 o'clock. 1:15 perhaps, first pitch. You'll be able to see 2 of our free agent starting pitcher signings this winter in that ball game. Charlie Morton will start, and Tomoyuki Sagano will come on later. So that'll be one worth being around for. I can't wait to watch because it's the first time I'll see both guys in Oriole uniforms with my eyes and not just a 15-second clip on Twitter or a radio broadcast of Sagano's first outing like last time. Can't wait to see it with my own peepers. That'll happen on Monday. Then I think there's going to be a few days off until the Orioles. There'll be an actual day off on Tuesday. The Orioles don't have any game at all But as far as televised games go, I think it'll be a few days. So things are working out, I think, in terms of getting my own stamina built back up to take on the task of calling games pretty much every day. You know, last weekend, the spring opened up with back-to-back games. And now we're going to do 3 games in a row here, and I'll get a little bit of time off, rest up, go back at it again. Brandon Young's out for his 3rd inning. He will finish this game unless he gets into trouble. And Connor Griffin is the batter for the Pirates, right-hander. He hits one into right center field, into the gap. That's trouble. And that ball clears the fence. That is a go-ahead home run. Wow, opposite field. Connor Griffin. Just 18 years old, this kid is. Are you kidding me? 18. Folks, the Orioles have just coughed up the lead to an 18-year-old hitter that hit a ball out to the opposite field. My goodness. 3-2 Pirates. Man, imagine that feeling. I guess keep your eyes peeled for that kid, for his name to pop up down the road. All right, we've got a 1-1 count on this batter here. Abraham Gutierrez. Who the hell are you? Two 2-1 pitch. Outside, probably low as well. 3-1. Young's next offering. That one's turned on and will get down for a hit in the left field. Gutierrez jumped on that pitch. Hey there, George. Hey, it's okay, buddy. It's only spring training. I was surprised Young came out for a 3rd inning of work. I mean, he is, again, in terms of the pecking order for starting pitchers, after Cade Povich, Young might be the next guy in line. Ji-Hwan Bae at the plate, and he is covered in dirt head to toe. My goodness. It looks like he's been in a mud wrestling match. Three to 2 Pirates, top of the 9th. They've taken a lead here on a go-ahead home run, and Bae goes to the opposite field, and their left fielder with a sprinting catch for out number 1. Bae hit it hard to the opposite field, slicing away. But luckily, we were able to track that ball down. Here comes Brandon Hyde, and I guess that's going to do it for Young. Pitching change happening now. So Young goes 2 1/3. And he's got a runner left out there at first base, his responsibility. We're in the top of the 9th. 3 to 2 Pirates, pitching change. All right. It's a final. The Tigers beat the Phillies 1-0. Just getting started. A's and Angels scoreless. Braves and Blue Jays are tied at 1. That's in the bottom of the 9th. Marlins and Nats coming up later. The Cubs with a 1-0 lead on the Guardians. Red Sox have doubled up the Twins 8-4. That's in the bottom of the 8th. No score between the Rockies and Diamondbacks. Also scoreless Padres and Reds. Giants 1, Dodgers 0 in the top of the 2nd. Cubs and Royals coming up later. Mets up 10-1 on the Rays. White Sox have a 2-0 lead on the Mariners. And the Yankees up 9-2 on the Astros. I think that's everything. I think that covers the whole kit and caboodle. Brewers and Rangers scoreless, if I didn't get that one in. All right. Good deal. Folks, have you subscribed to the BirdWatcher channel? Gerald Ogando is on in relief of Young. The Orioles need to get 2 more outs, and then they got to try to at least get 1 run to avoid losing this ball game in the bottom half of the inning. Gorski at the plate. First pitch from Ogando is low and in for ball 1. Check on the runner. Scoring summary, the Orioles took the lead in the bottom of the 1st on a fielder's choice by Ryan Mountcastle that involved a throwing error by Leover Peguero, which allowed Adley Rutschman to score. The Pirates then took the lead with a pair of home runs in the top of the 4th inning off of Sir Anthony Dominguez, one by Nick Solak, another by O'Neill Cruz. Orioles tied the game up on an RBI double by Luis Vasquez in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nick Gordon's coming in to score. 2-1 the count on Gorski, and the pitch inside 3-1. And then the Pirates in the top half of the inning right here in the 9th take the lead 3-2 on a home run by DJ Stewart, who hit a home run off of us last weekend. Former Oriole. Oh, wait a minute. It says DJ Stewart, but that's not true. It was that kid Carter Griffin. I'm reading the Yahoo Sports summary, but luckily my brain function is still operating. Here's a diving stop by Young. Gets up, throws to second for 1. Over to first. Not in time, but nice play by Carter Young. Again, he really had a terrible blunder of a ground ball at third a couple of innings back, but here he makes a nice diving stop on a hard-hit ground ball, pops up, throws to second to start the double play, and the Orioles nearly turned it. I mean, they turned that as well as you can, just didn't quite have enough time. That ball's crushed to right field. Forget it. It's gone. Holy cow. Didn't have time to know who it was, but holy cow, they turned on that pitch. Ogando gives up a blast to right, and the Pirates have blown it open. It's 5-2. 2-run homer by a man it's Emmanuel Valdez on the home run. My goodness. Well, the Pirates have taken advantage of some bad pitching in the 9th by the Orioles. That ball's smoked. It's actually coming in on the ball and making a diving catch is Dylan Carlson in center field to end the inning. Maybe it's just the trauma of watching the ball get hit around so much, but that ball was actually dropping in front of the center fielder, Carlson. He sprinted in and made a diving catch. Sort of a leg first sliding catch, really. We go to the bottom of the ninth. The Orioles are now down by 3. It's 5-2 Pittsburgh. Ninth inning rally time. Should I get the hat? All right, folks, for the next Orioles broadcasts, I think the best thing for me to do is to offer Charm City Chat a free 8-ball of cocaine. That's right. Folks, to the first 100 bird watchers in the chat, a free 8-ball of coke. Maybe it'll liven things up around here a little bit. Sheesh. Melanie's down. All right, well, 99 more to go. My goodness. Bottom of the ninth we go. $7,593 sellout crowd at the Ed Smith Stadium. Right-hander on for the Pirates, Eddie Yean. Yean. He is a stocky man. And coming up, folks, it's the Love Machine. Where's my button before his at-bat is over?
You know, like everything. Hey, I'm just a love machine. And I don't work for nobody but you. I'm just...
Machine. Fouls one away. It's a ball and a strike. I'm going to have some fun.
Hey, I'm just a love machine. And I don't work for nobody but you. I'm just... You know, like everything. Hey, I'm just a love machine. And I don't work for nobody but you. I'm just...
Machine line drive, base hit, center field. A leadoff single. And the machine keeps on churning.
You know, like everything. Hey, I'm just a love machine. And I don't work for nobody but you.
Please make the team somehow. I got to get more mileage out of that soundbite. Here's Jackson. 1 out, nobody. Excuse me, 1 on, nobody out. Oh, Jesus. Here's a ground ball, could be 2. Shortstop flips to second for 1 over to first, and it's a double play. That wipes out Machine. 2 down, nobody on in the bottom of the ninth. So much for the Love Machine. Hey, show of hands in the Charm City chat with only 1 out left in the ball game. Who plans to be here for tomorrow's game? As Adams grounds 1 foul off to the left. Me, says Gunner. All right. I need about 999 more of you. I got 1 maybe. That's promising. It's promising stuff. 1-1 the count on Adams. And the pitch in there, strike 2. The Orioles are down to their final strike. Gunnar, are you actually typing in the result before it happens? As the fly ball to right field is caught for the final out. Hey, Gunnar, it's spring training, so it's no big deal. But if you do that in the regular season, you'll get banned from the channel, and I don't want that to happen. You seem to be an Oriole fan. Don't jump the gun and spoil the result, please. Final score, Pirates 5, Orioles 2. 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for Pittsburgh. 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Orioles. Winner and loser doesn't really matter. Not sure if it's even going to be listed. It's not on the Yahoo page. Maybe they'll list it on the ESPN page. To hell with it. For Baltimore, what are the highlights? I mean, Cade Povich was really the main thing. He pitched 3 innings. He looked fantastic. And he's giving the Orioles something to think about as the spring moves on. Albert Suarez is definitely under the microscope, I would say. He needs to start looking better. And, Povich, there's a lot to digest after another fine 3-inning outing today. But the Orioles are on the losing end of the ball game, 5-2 the final. Rainey gets the win, and Brandon Young gets the loss. 2 1/3 innings, gave up 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 walks. Tomorrow's game will have Dean Kramer starting for Baltimore. For the Phillies, I honestly don't know. But judging by the activity in Charm City chat right now, I got a hunch nobody really cares. So with that in mind, I do believe it's time to call it a day so that I can go to bed. 3:33 a.m. local time. Hey, thanks for hanging out, everybody, here in the Charm City chat. The Orioles are 1 day closer to making these games count. I hope you're getting more excited with each passing day. We're still looking forward to seeing the televised debut of Tyler O'Neill. We might get that tomorrow. And Felix Bautista. Maybe not tomorrow, but coming up soon. Hopefully Gunnar Henderson will be back in the lineup the next day or two. And Jordan Westberg, maybe in about another 3 or 4, 5 days most. I hope. Still plenty of time for Westberg to get plenty of practice and action in and be ready for the regular season. All right, folks. That is BW. I'll try and wait to say that's my bad because my game is ahead. Hey, Gunnar, guess what? There's a way. There's a way, Gunnar, to prevent that from ever happening again. All you got to do, you're watching it on some sort of satellite channel, right? Where you can pause your TV. Just pause your game and let me catch up. And then you unpause it, and then you're synced up for the rest of the game. You do it as soon as you get here. You turn your game on, you see somebody pop up to left field, right? As soon as that out is made, pause your game. And then you hear me go, and he flies out to left field for out number 2. Then you unpause your game. Now you're all synced up for the rest of the game. I have to go through that spiel with everybody at the beginning of the ball game. But for you, Gunnar, you get the full explanation. All right? That makes sense? Any response at all? All right, then. So, final count here. -7 subscribers. I would normally say thanks, but I don't know how one says thanks for a negative number of subscribers. But we did get over 50 likes. At least over 500 views. We'll see how it goes. That number usually changes once the stream ends. But either way, come on back tomorrow, folks. Until then, this has been the Birdwatcher. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I'll chirp at you later. See you, everybody.